These days there's a lot of big boats around and people tend to head off over the horizon looking for that spot that nobody else goes to. But what happens is they end up going past very good spots close to home. And we're here today in the Gulf. I'm going to take you on a dive around Kowal Island. The biggest problem we strike here sometimes is dirty water. So today we've got 5 or 6 metres of viz, and I think we should be able to find a snapper, maybe a crayfish, scallops, some mussels, who knows what we'll get. So let's go and have a look. I'm quite excited about today. It's looking really good. Scallops can be found on all types of sandy bottom. I've found a great spot that is covered in a weed that is a little like a lettuce leaf. The scallops are hiding in it and they're very hard to spot. I'm using a wetty scallop bag that I designed. The handles double as either a scallop or a power measure. This allows for a quick check to see if the shellfish is too small, so it can be returned to the seabed immediately. Measuring scallops must be done on the seabed where possible. Remember, scallops are the most dangerous sea creature there is for divers. Greed can take over and make you stay on the bottom, collecting longer than is safe. Sometimes it's safe to dive without a bag. This means you can take only what fits into your hands, and means you don't have to drag a heavy bag back to the surface. When scallops are hard to see like these, a good thing to do is to go a metre or so above the bed like Jackson does here. It gives him a better view of the bed. Once scallops were collected, snapper was to be the next target. I've decided to try a ground bait. I collect a handful of sea eggs, then swim to my selected spot. I do not like to break up sea eggs on the spot I have chosen for the ground bait, as snapper in the area can see what you're doing. I prefer to choose a spot, break the eggs with my knife like this, and then lob them to the spot I want my bait to be on. I leave the bait for around 5 minutes before checking it. I have chosen a Wetty Hybrid 120cm gun for today. It is lightweight, very manoeuvrable, with 19mm rubbers that pack plenty of punch. Make sure you move slowly, keep low against the reef, as you do not want to show yourself off to the fish. I pointed the spare gun in the right direction, and this well set up little gun did the rest. Perfect headshot. It still pays to icky a fish like this. Sometimes they are not completely dead. Woo! Good fish! Some people are terrified by jellyfish. This beauty has a nasty sting, but handled carefully with gloves on is okay. Small fish hide from predators amongst the tentacles. Do not touch any part of your bare skin with your gloves if you ever end up with tentacles attached to them. They can still sting you after breaking free of the main body. I swim slowly to the bottom, conserving air. Fast swimming will burn it up quicker. Relax as much as possible, and specialist freediving fins make it a lot easier. I have spotted a likely looking crack for a crayfish. They love to hide in rocky crevices with overhangs just like this. Good gloves are a must when handling crayfish, as the sharp spines can inflict a nasty injury. There are a few checks that you must do before you take a crayfish. First, I'll roll the crayfish over and have a quick check for eggs, or inberry as it's sometimes called. This one is a male, so I gently grab him across the back to see if he has a soft shell. A crayfish that is inberry, undersized, or in the soft shell stage must be released immediately. There's that big jellyfish off to my left. To complete our day, we finish off at a large buoy marking a rock. The ropes are laden with big, juicy mussels. Each diver is allowed to take 25 mussels. They can be very hard to break free. Give them a twist, but be careful not to touch your bare skin with your gloves after handling mussels. They have an anemone that sticks to your gloves, giving you a nasty sting.
If you're going to go on the water, you've got to have one of these. It's a life jacket. It is a legal requirement these days to have a life jacket for everybody on board. More importantly, it's good security. Now, if you don't want to wear a big bulky life jacket all day, you can understand that, they get hot and sweaty. One of these little PFDs, you can wear it over the top of a jacket, underneath the jacket, and if you do fall in the tide, all you got to do is pull this tab, a CO2 cylinder inflates it, and you're safe. And I tell you what, when you're in the water, a life jacket gives you at least twice the amount of survival time. Now also, if you've got a life jacket, make sure it's handy, make sure it's one that's suitable for your size. If it's for a kid, make sure it's the right size for their weight and height so they won't fall out of it. Ensure it's got a crutch strap as well, very, very essential. So, if you're on the water, it's a legal requirement, you've got to have them. They don't have to be bulky. I can wear this underneath my jacket, you don't even know I've got it on half the time. If I fall in the tide, I'm safe. Now, a lot of people don't want to wear them all the time, and if it's a flat, calm day and you're sitting in a nice quiet bay, you probably don't need to. But if you're crossing a bar or you're going through some rough water, put your life jacket on, makes you feel safe, makes everyone else feel safe, and if you do go in the tide, it's going to keep you alive.
On the last leg of our journey, we came across a sad sight. After seeing the whales swimming and playing, it was a real shame to see one end up like this. We notified the authorities as to the location of the whale, as a whale of this size is a shipping hazard. Also, scientists could do research and maybe an autopsy to find the cause of death.
Oh well, we're nearly at the end of the trip. We're at Anchorite Rock and Ash is hooked into something on the light gear. It's been a great trip, a trip that we won't forget in a long time. We've seen blue marlin, we've seen some great and extraordinary fishing and been to some beautiful places. The Australians have had a great time and have loved every second of it. Let's hope we get some nice fish here. It looks like a kingy.
With only a few hours left to fish, the team opted for a bit of light tackle action. Rick soon had all the rods bent again.
Trying to fish. Come on, my guy.
Just when it looked like Ash was gaining some control, the fish had the last laugh.
Oh, good fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just about to go and I hooked up and yeah, busted off, but geez, it was a good bit of fun. Pulling a bit of string and yeah, we're gonna go home now, but it's been a good trip. So we'll go and get on a plane and go home, but we'll definitely be back. It's a great trip.